slow motion of some kind. Whatever. Today, we're going to talk about this pen. Ooh, Stipula. Look how beautifully the sun reflects in that. Isn't it great? I think it's great. And the pen is pretty awesome. We're talking about a Stipula Model T. Box has a magnet. See? Pretty awesome. I'm not sure how strong the magnet is. The magnet is pretty strong. Okay. Stipula again. Stipula on there. Stipula on here. It says made in Tuscany, Italy, and this is the pen. Now the pen is gorgeous. But I'll come back to that. We open up the box. One thing about the box I don't like. It's a beautiful box, but the little band that holds the pen in place, you probably can't even see it, white on white, looks just like a bit of plastic tape, like sort of rubber. That looks cheap. Come on, they can do better. They make this beautiful box. Comes with a converter. Won't show you that because it's already in the pen. You'll see it in a second. One standard international cartridge. I love it when a pen can take this. I don't like cartridges, but the fact that you can use them is kind of useful. Imagine you're on holiday, you run out of ink, you can buy these anywhere, throw them in the pen. I think it's great. It comes with a fancy eyedropper, because you can use the pen as an eyedropper filled pen. It comes with a very nice little booklet. Garanzia istruzione per l'uso. Warranty and user guide. Gives you a glossary on pen parts. I think that's awesome. Never seen that. So cap, clip, band, cap top, knob, ring. Ring. It's pretty cool. It even gives you nib terminology, tines, ink feeder. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. The story. That should be a good thing for a movie trailer, you know. The Stipula story begins in 1973, when Renzo Salvadori, a man of great aesthetic sensibility and an extraordinary creative talent, founded his small family business, etc. So that's kind of cool. They go on with our work, our materials, filling instructions, very nicely done. Some nice illustrations. Sometimes these booklets are very bland, but obviously work went in this nice paper. I think this is pretty cool. Pretty cool. It even gives you an overview of the nibs. So the titanium, extra fine, medium, broad, what they look like, italics. I think it's very decent. Very decently put together. Okay. Forget about the box. Pen! This is awesomeness. I was Skyping, I have to tell you this, I was Skyping with Eric from FP Geeks, and he said, how you doing? I said, great, I got this pen, and he went, ooh. I think it took him less than 10 minutes, and he ordered one on eBay right there while we were on Skype. So that says something. These are serious pens. They come in 4 finishes. There's a completely black one, Model T, Ford. You can pick any color as long as it's black, you know. Joke. There's this one, the graphite. There's the one Eric got, which is pyrite, which is a type of, you know, sort of gold-ish mineral. I mean gold colored. It's not gold because gold is not a mineral. But you know what I mean. Shut up. No, I'm just kidding. And there is a green one, a dark green one. I love the green one, but I think this one was just so cool. I got it. And I got this on eBay from a seller called Red Fingerprint. He's in Malaysia, and he sells them at a very decent price. If you're looking for this, Red Fingerprint on eBay. It was a tip from Mike, you know, Ziggy. Thanks, Mike, because that saved me quite a bit of money. And this was the fastest bloody shipping I've ever seen. From Malaysia. 3 days to the Netherlands. When I order stuff from the US, it takes a good week. Okay. Now, pen time. Look at this. Look at that beautiful finish. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. Overall shape, you know what I'm going to do, right? I'll discuss the parts, tell what I like about it, what I don't like about it. Extremely tapered, nice tip. Cap, extremely, well, not as extremely, but still quite tapered, nice tip. Love it. Okay, so there's nothing on this end of the cap, just one bit of celluloid. I think I just read that in the booklet, but I'm not absolutely sure. Clip, no clip band. I love that. That does make the clip move around a little, so I'm hoping it won't actually snap at some point, but we'll see. Nice metal clip, matte metal. Has a little white thing in there. I don't know whether that's supposed to be a mineral of some kind or whatever, but it's white. White dot, Schaefer. Ooh. But actually that should be at that point, and this one is below that, so it's not really an issue. Then we get two bands and a little leaf, like the leaf from a tree. Which is actually, again, Eric and I were Skyping. He said, "Do you have a loop there?" I said, "Yes." He got his pen. He said, "Take a look at that leaf." And when I did, he said, "Isn't that weird?" Because it's looked like they just put a dollop of shellac or something and they just push that leaf in. It's very strange. Now I can't really show you because I know that my camera won't focus. But well, look at that. You see that? There's a sort of a weird blob of black goo, and they stuck the leaf in there. It's kind of strange, but it looks like it's pretty secure. So I'm not really worried. I just thought it was funny. I mean, it looks a bit strange, but okay. Barrel, nice and even, feels good. It says Stipula made in Italy on there, but it's almost impossible to see on this finish. But, you know, it is there. I know you can't see it. Never mind. Cap screws off. A bit of fun about that. You know, some funny stuff. It has pretty much, well, I think it's just two threads just spiraling up there. And yet the cap stays in place very securely. Very nicely done. Section, great. Made of the same material as the barrel. Makes for a very nice, balanced look. Not suddenly black, not suddenly chrome. Just the same material as the barrel and the cap. These people know what they're doing. I love that. Because I don't know what I'm doing. There's a bit of metal there. There's metal there for the threads, of course. Because these threads are not these very tightly wound threads, but just two big threads, it's not sharp at all. I mean, you just hold it, feels pleasant to the touch. It's not that sharp. I like that. And because the section is a very decent size, your fingers don't even touch that bit. Nice and tapered, pleasant to hold. Because it's the same material as the barrel, you might think it's a bit smooth. It is smooth, but it's not slippery. It gives a very nice grip. My fingers are not slipping at all. I like that. What's truly special about this pen is the nib, because the nib is made of titanium. It is marked Titanio Stipula, and it's a one-size-fits-all nib. So, according to Stipula, this nib doesn't have to, you know, be sold in fine or medium or broad because it's all at the same time, and the nib does indeed have quite a bit of flex. Now, don't get all excited. It's not a flex pen. It's definitely not a wet noodle. It will not give you lines this wide. But it does give you a bit of flex, and I like that. Now, I also saw one person on the internet who actually didn't really sprung his nib, but he applied a bit too much flex, and then the nib pointed upwards. And then you basically get a waverly nib. I don't know whether there's anything wrong with that, but of course, I mean, don't if you get this pen, don't overdo it. So I always try to apply some pressure, but not that much. Titanium is unique for me. I don't have any other titanium nibs. It's a very typical material. First of all, you can see it's very matte. It reflects the light a little bit, but not nearly as much as, say, here's just a very simple stainless steel nib. You see that really reflects a lot of light, whereas this one is much more matte. I love that. I think it's a great finish. It has, again, the leaf on there, a bunch of leaves, in fact. 8 leaves to be precise. Sort of stylized, a bit pointy. I like that. Nothing special about the feed, but the nib is kind of cool. When you write with this, It gives you a type of feedback, not in a bad way, but it's completely different feeling from gold nibs or steel nibs. Now I know that the tipping is probably just iridium, and it's not titanium, but still, there is something about the feel of this nib. Although it's flexy, it's not extremely soft. Although it's smooth, it has a bit of feedback. Very unique, and I'm blaming that on the titanium. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just different, and I had to get used to that just a little bit. But it went, you know, pretty fast, and awesome nibbage, I can tell you that. Let's have a look at the converter, because that's what I put in there. This is a converter that's actually marked. It says Stipula on there, which I think is kind of cool. Currently in here is a very dark purple ink. I thought that would be cool. I'm just trying... No, I cannot disassemble that converter, I think. But yes, I was able to remove the nib and the feed. So, you know, for cleaning purposes, that should be pretty cool. As I said, you can convert it to an eyedropper filled pen. Eyedropper is supplied with the pen, so that should work. I chose to just use the converter for now, but I may actually do some eyedropper stuff with it, because it's such a nice nib. I wrote with it so much that the converter was dry in just a few days. Okay, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? Well, I guess I'm pretty enthusiastic. You may have noticed. I think the design is really nice. It writes very interestingly. Great to the touch, great to hold, very decent size. When unposted, decent. When posted, maybe a bit big, maybe a bit top heavy, but not extremely so. Awesome. What do I not like about it? I can't think of a whole lot, to be honest. I think it's a very nice pen. That drop of stuff they used to put the leaf on there probably could have been better. It doesn't bother me that much. The clip is even, I mean, it works just fine. It just moves around a little bit, and I don't think that's an issue at all. I just hope it doesn't break off. That's all there is to it. No reason to suspect it would, but you know, if it does move a bit, always a little careful. Guys, I really can't think of anything. I love the pen. I think it's awesome. So, more than enough talk. I think you need to see it in action. So I'll do a writing sample next, and that's all there is to it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, the Stipula. What is this? It's supposed to be an M. M. Model T. Excuse me. The ink is Diamine Damson, which is a very dark purple. Let's do a bit of writing. I'm applying no pressure here. Looks like a good fine nib, I'd say. Fast writing. Looks good to me. I don't see any skipping. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Not me writing titanium, but how flexy is a titanium nib? Well, no pressure. Little pressure. Quite some pressure. A lot of railroading. I'm going too fast. There we go. So what would that look like? in everyday writing. I'm running low on ink here, so really have to take this slower. Hello. The railroading, don't make too much out of that. The converter is pretty much dry. So, I mean, it's not that strange that it does this. When I had it fully inked up, it did better than this. So don't think it railroads all the time. Look at this line variation. In a nib, you know, from the box, not customized, nothing. It just does this. So I think that is very, very cool. Yeah, just awesome. Bit of coloring. When non-flexed, the nib is probably a bit finer than I would like. I personally like broad nibs, you know that. But it's pretty cool. Wetness, well, fairly wet. This didn't strike me as, you know, being an extremely wet nib. But then again, maybe it's the ink too. I'll probably have to experiment a bit more with that. But you can see it's definitely wet enough, gives a nice even patch of ink, just the way I like it. That looks pretty cool. So, there you have it. Very cool pen. The T-Flex nib. I think it's very nice. I love the pen. I love the nib. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.